Hello everyone, my name is Nikki. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I read in the month of October. So I actually already filmed this video, but I'm stupid. I accidentally deleted everything.
Wake up, brother, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you want to be. Step 4, everybody just do.
Here is my book cart. We're going to talk about all the books I read in the month of October. Very excited. So this month was kind of chaotic because I had a lot of stuff going on. I currently work 2 jobs. I work at Target in order to pay for my rent, pay for food and such, and then I also work at the news station near campus in order to kind of boost my resume for the future. Also, this month was midterm, so I read a lot of audiobooks actually, and that's all I remember from what I read. But it was kind of a crazy month. I don't remember. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Oh, hello. My door opened by itself. Oh, I'm stupid. My iPad's in here. Anyway, I'm kind of scared my door opened by itself. Okay, so I started off the month reading, what's it called? Daisy Hates? Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. So this is the 4th book in the Magnolia Parks universe. So if you don't know what Magnolia Parks is, the best way I can describe it is what a lot of people compare it to, which is Gossip Girl based in London. And so Magnolia Parks, it kind of like alternates between Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates. So you have like the first Magnolia Parks, which is about Magnolia and BJ, who a lot of people compare them to Chuck and Blair from Gossip Girl, which I could not agree more. And I freaking love Magnolia Parks. Oh, it's so freaking good. Anyway, and then you also like those same characters will also be some characters you'll see in Daisy Hates. And like, I like Daisy Hates. I don't love it. I'm obsessed with Magnolia Parks. Not quite obsessed with Daisy Hates, but obviously I went to read it and it's just so fun. So a lot of the same things happen in like the Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates book. So they take place around the same time from what I can remember. It's just the different perspectives you get, especially Magnolia Parks and the first Daisy Hates. Anyway, so this is the 4th book in the whole universe and I really like this one. This one definitely is my favorite Daisy Hates book. I'm not a big fan of, like, I like them, like Christian and Daisy. I do like them. They're just not my favorite couple in this universe at all. But my favorite character in Daisy Hates is Julian. I love Julian and I love his romance in this one. So freaking good, and I do ship them. I 100% ship them. Yeah, I ended up giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I was obsessed with reading it, but I just don't care as much about Christian and Daisy. They can be very annoying at some parts, and I like more of the subplot, like the sub character, versus like the 2 main characters are Christian and Daisy. Daisy can be annoying at times for me, so there's that. And honestly, like for Daisy Hates, I feel like I can't like fully enjoy it because I'm too invested with Magnolia. And so every time she pops up, I'm like, I want more for her. I want to see what's going on with her. I really liked this book and I liked Julian's story in it. So the next book is very exciting. So I actually buddy read this with my boyfriend. I convinced him to do it before I left for college. It is Vicious. I really wanted to read this book because it gave me the same like kind of vibe, like aesthetic as the trilogy called Scythe, which is the trilogy my boyfriend introduced to me. So I thought it'd be fun if we buddy read this book together. Also because I promised that if he read this book, I would read his book he picked out, which is Dunkirk. I'll be reading it in November. So Vicious is not at all what I thought it was going to be about. Like, no. But basically the book is about 2 best friends who meet in college. They're super smart. They're like pre-med majors, engineering majors. I know for sure the main character Victor is a pre-med major. I'm not sure about his best friend, but basically they are in this class, like this high level class, and they have to come up with a thesis. And one of the thesis is involved EOs, which is extraordinary people. And it did take me, I don't know why, but it was hard for me to grasp the idea of EOs because I was like trying to figure out, like, is this a normal world? Like, are EOs normal? And it just did not make sense to me. That's only thing, like, that part was hard to grasp, like the world building. Like, is this normal or is this not abnormal? I really enjoyed this book though. Besides that, it was amazing from start to finish. I really loved the main character Victor's personality. He gives very much Dexter vibes. Even my boyfriend's the same exact thing. And I just really love the writing. Like I said, beginning to end, it was fast paced. There was never a boring part at all in this story. The chapters are super short. And one of my favorite things about reading this book is that I never knew it was going to happen. I could never theorize how it was going to end, what was going to happen next, and that's like my favorite part of it. Also, the way the author writes is where it's like split third person, so you have like a paragraph. I don't remember if it was paragraphs or it was chapters actually. No, it was paragraphs. Okay. And sorry, I lost my train of thought. So you get like multiple POV from different characters. It's not just Victor. You get Victor, some other characters they meet, and also the other best friend as well. I didn't do a good job explaining this, but basically it's like two best friends end up getting the superpower, and one of them's a villain and one of them is a superhero. I did end up giving this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I just really liked it. Oh, and also this is a book that has like different timelines. There's like a past, there's a present, there's a future, there's a lot of timelines. And usually I hate books that have like different timelines. I'm just not a big fan of them. But this book I thought did a very good job of it, and I really enjoyed it. I picked up for the second time Once Upon a Broken Heart. I did read this on audiobook. I read all of Stephanie Garber's books on audiobook. I've just heard that her writing is very mystical and very descriptive, but I heard that it's like best to read it on audiobook. So that's what I did. I tried to pick this book up actually during the summer, and I think I was about an hour in it, and I was just like not into it. The main character annoyed me, so I did DNF it then. And then I decided to pick up again because of a new release coming out, but also because I have been spoiled so much on this book that I've seen that ending so many times. I was like, you know what? I want to read it now. So this is like the one good thing about TikTok spoiling books, is that I've seen it so many times. Like, you know what? I want to see why everyone loves it, and I want to see like how that happens. I almost DNF'd it for the second time. I think I was about 6 hours in or something, and I was like, no, I think the book is like, I don't know how long I was in it, but I was pretty decent in it. I was 40% probably, and I was like, you know what? One more chapter, and if I don't like it, I don't even care about the ending. Like, I'm not gonna be like in pain reading this book just to get to this one ending. And so I did one more chapter, and it was actually a really exciting chapter, so I ended up keep reading it, and I did end up liking the book. I still think the main character is so annoying. Like, some of the decisions she makes, the way she talks can be just so annoying. And I don't know if it's different reading it in the physical, or that was just my experience reading an audiobook. I did read it on Libby, so there might be like a different narrator that makes it sound more interesting, makes it sound better, blah blah. But yes, Jax, honestly, save the day. Like, he's the reason I kept reading the book. I love the character Jax. I like the action scenes. They were really good. It's really what kept me like intrigued with it. But she did annoy me with like, she'd be like walking through, I'm like, it smells like roses and death. Like, shut up, okay? Ms. Hopeless Romantic, stop. Also, it is a fantasy book, but it's super heavy on romance. So that's your thing. I recommend it. I forgot to mention, I gave Once Upon a Broken Heart 3 stars, and then because of a friend in my book club, she recommended this book, and I had to read it. It's called Divine Rivals, and I did read it on my iPad as well. So I knew I always wanted to read this book because it's centered around journalism, and I am majoring in journalism, and I love watching TV shows, movies, and reading about journalism because it's just fun. Anyway, so this book is about two characters who actually work at like a newspaper business, and they are both competing in order to get promoted. It's a fantasy romance as well. I freaking love this book. So something happens where she does end up having to go away, and you kind of see more of like the world they're living in, understanding more about the war that's actually happening in this universe. And I just really love it. And also there's a magical element to it. The main character has a magical typewriter where she actually finds a pen pal she's writing to, and she doesn't know like when they are, where they are. She doesn't know if they're from the past, the future, because magical typewriter. And it's just so much fun, and I freaking love this book. Like, I read it in like 2 days. I was obsessed with it. It was amazing. It is dual perspective, which is always the best thing ever. I do wish there was a few more chapters of his perspective, because there were times when I feel like we're missing his perspective because you don't get it a lot. So it's heavily Iris's perspective, which is the main girl, and you get some chapters with Roman, but you know, take what you can. Anyway, I really enjoyed it, and I give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I finally picked up this book. This is probably my most anticipated read for the month of October. I lost it. The Naturals! I have been wanting to pick this book up for so long. I always knew this is a book that I would enjoy because I've heard it being compared to Criminal Minds. Hello, love Criminal Minds. And I just never got like around to reading it, and I'm so glad I finally did. This is definitely my favorite book of the month. So you're following the main character, Cassie, who is basically recruited by the FBI to come to this little program with other kids around her age who have gifted talents just like she does. Everybody is unique. Cassie is a profiler. So she's able to read people and like decide like what they're gonna do based off them. They're like all gifted children around the age of 17. You have like profilers, you have another girl who's really good with statistics, and there's a lie detector girl, and there's also someone who can read emotions. Anyway, I really loved it. Love the chapters. The chapters are super short. This book was so freaking good. And as always, I feel like Jennifer Lynn Barnes does it with all her series. There is a little bit of a love triangle building, but I actually really enjoyed it. I love this book. I was not a big fan of the Harrington's games, but I definitely like this one. It was so freaking good, and I cannot wait to read the second one. I just thought it was so interesting. I love the kind of found family you have going on in this book, and the mystery element that you have going on here. It's just so freaking good, and I loved it. I cannot wait to continue reading it. I already got the second book. I convinced my boyfriend to buy it for me. Us Naturals, definitely a 505. My favorite book of the month. Alright, so now we get into the final little books that I read. I actually did this for a Halloween video that I posted. So I got this set from one of my roommates for my birthday, and they're just basically like short little spooky short stories. So first we have Room Service. This is about a group of friends that go away to a luxury hotel for one of the characters' birthday. But they found out later that someone at the hotel wants to kill them, or won't let them leave, and is planning to kill one of them. I love the setting of this book. I love the environment of this book, and I did really like the characters' relationships in here. But towards the end is where it kind of lost me. I did not like the ending, and I felt like the relationships that they were building. Is this the one? Yeah, the relationship they were building at the end, it did not resolve at all. And I felt like the build-up for like these certain two characters was pointless because I feel like nothing happened. Like I said, I hate the ending. So in this book, it gives dual perspective of a new girl in the group who is new to town, and she's like known them for like a year or something. And then the other character is Fender, who is kind of, he's just angry at the world because of something that happened before the new girl came along with his girlfriend, and he just like despises her because she's replacing her. And like I said, it had a good start to the book. It had a good setting, good environment, and it had a good potential for like the relationships among the friends. But towards the end, the resolution was not good at all. I hate the ending, and I'm really just mad about the like two characters specifically. And then, so I give it a 2 out of 5 for Room Service. Then I read Escape Room. This one, I thought the plot sounded super interesting, and I was so excited to read it. I also give this book a 2 out of 5, but for different reasons. These two are basically the opposites, because I really like the friend group, hate the ending. Hate the friend group, but love the ending for this one. Really, the whole relationship with the characters is what ruined this book for me. But like I said, they're just like fun little short stories. So I enjoy reading them, but I would never read them again, you know. But I do recommend just if you want a fun little short story, like a fun little spooky time, especially for Halloween, these are good. And then I end it with Fright Night. This one was actually so good. I loved it. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 just because it is just a short little book, but the characters were amazing. The setting was amazing. So this book, you're following a group of characters who go to Fright Night. So it's think of like a haunted house, but in the woods. That's what's kind of going on. And you had like these two characters who they obviously like each other, but they never admit it and blah blah blah. But I just thought like the friendship in here with the characters was so well developed and so good. Like you could tell they were best friends. And there's a lot of characters in here, and so you get all type of relationships. And I just read this book. This book I read super fast. I read it beginning and end in one sitting. This is my favorite out of the 3 of them. I feel like this one is just like a really fun, like little spooky time to read. Yeah, so that's all the books that I read in the month of October. I hope you guys really enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.